Hey, it's Nick, welcome to the video. Today I'm ranking my favorite Marvel movies. So I'm doing all 12, not including AntMan because I've not seen it yet. I'm seeing it on Sunday my time. I don't know what this was. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing all phase 1 and 2, besides AntMan as I said. So yeah, it's my personal opinion, so if you don't like what I choose, then suck it and let's get on with this. Let's go. See you guys. So guys, Marvel shirt. Yeah, let's begin this. Okay, let's go. Alright guys, so at number 12 is Iron Man 2. The problem with Iron Man 2 is, first of all, it lacks the compelling villain of Whiplash. It was just a bit bland and kind of copying the first Iron Man movie, who had a giant armored suit. And the comedic tone was just not funny, like when Iron Man was being in a suit. That was just unappealing to all the viewers, and yeah, it just wasn't a very good Iron Man movie. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, it just wasn't that good. So number 10 is, no, not number 10, at number 11 is The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, the problem with that is it was a very forgetful movie. The villain was actually pretty good. It grossed the least amount of money though. The problem is that I had is just I could not really attach myself to Bruce Banner or any of the characters. But yeah, that's the one problem I had with The Incredible Hulk, but it wasn't a bad movie. The next up is Thor. Thor was actually a pretty good movie. The problem is that nearly half the movie he didn't have any powers. It was just him whipping around and Earth. Well, that was just a bit boring for me. It was a pretty good movie, but overall I just didn't really connect to Thor because it wasn't a very entertaining movie. But I really did like Loki, and I think everyone likes Loki. But yeah, that's probably one of the best things about Thor. But yeah. So next up is Captain America: The First Avenger. That was actually a pretty entertaining movie. I like the setting of many years ago in World War II. Captain America fighting Nazis and Hydra and the Red Skull, who was a very good villain. But the one problem I had with the movie was they didn't really get to connect and show the full potential of Steve Rogers. Because if Captain America the Winter Soldier, you'll see later on in this list, you can see that he's much more acrobatic and didn't really show his fighting style and fighting skill in the First Avenger. But besides that, I really did enjoy the movie. The next up is Iron Man 3. The one reason most people didn't like Iron Man 3 was the Mandarin, of how everyone thought it was going to be the Mandarin everyone's grown up to love, but it was actually just Ben Kingsley acting like an alcoholic drunk. But yeah, that was the one problem everyone had, and yeah, that nearly Iron Man was never actually in his Iron Man suit. What was a really big downfall, but it did gross the most. It grossed over $1 billion, so you know, good for them. Good for them. I did enjoy the movie though. I did enjoy it. The next up is Thor: The Dark World. The main issue with Thor: The Dark World was the villain. I can't even remember his name, he's so forgetful. I mean, all he is trying to get the ether, what's the reality stone. And yes, I might do a breakdown on all of the stones eventually, write down in the comments if you want that. But yeah, he was just not a very compelling villain. Loki was smartly introduced back into the movies though, but there was also too many references to the Avengers, which just put down the movie, just not focusing enough on Thor's character. But yeah. And number 5, or whatever number, I don't even know, is Iron Man. I really don't care, but yeah, because everyone's going to be like, why isn't Iron Man number 1 or 2? Well, because there are more movies that I enjoyed more, but I do really like the Iron Man movie. It's a great origin story. Robert Downey Jr. makes the greatest lovable douchebag Iron Man you could think of. And it's sad to think that his contract's going to be ending soon, but yeah, it's a great origin story. But the one problem I had when I first saw it, it doesn't bother me now, it's just there wasn't enough Iron Man, I guess. But I saw it again and realized, what was I thinking? It's a great movie. The number 4 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. There's only one main issue, actually 2 main issues I had with the movie. Character development on Scarlet Witch, Vision, no, not Vision, he's awesome. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, because you didn't really get to connect to them. And also the evolution of Ultron, of how, one thing I didn't like about him is that he became a crappy robot to immediately a giant metal robot. Because I know a lot of scenes were cut out, but if they just added all the scenes, it would have been such a better movie, and everyone would have enjoyed it more. At number 3 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Great movie, great villain, and oh my gosh, it was just such a good movie. Spy thriller. Black Widow is amazing. Falcon's awesome in it, and it's actually a really good villain. I mean, the Winter Soldier was a big plot twist if people didn't know that. Spoiler alert: Bucky was the Winter Soldier. But yeah, I love the movie. Nothing to say bad about it. At number 2, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, who did not love that movie? It started off as a comic book that no one knew or read to a movie that if we didn't have, nothing would be the same. It's such a good movie. The soundtrack is amazing. At school today, I was just listening to it in my electives, and it's just such a good soundtrack, and it's such a hilarious cast of characters. There's Gamora, Drax, Groot. I mean, there's a raccoon and a tree that you love and actually have an emotional connection to. It's a really good part of the movie. And at number 1, we all expected this, is the Avengers. Come on, we all knew this was going to be here. Because the Avengers basically put a bunch of characters that no one really knew into one movie and made it work. Joss Whedon is a master filmmaker who just made a great movie, great villain of Loki. And yeah. So guys, that was my ranking of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. I know Ant-Man wasn't here. He's probably going to be really high on the list. But yeah, so make sure to write down in the comments what you thought of my list and what your list is too. So I guess, yeah, that's the end of the video. So my name is NikNakTV. I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.